Welcome to beautiful city of Palermo. I'm standing right now in a beautiful palace, which is actually the office of mayor who opened up doors of this palace to Italia Nomad Fest, the conference for digital nomads and remote workers. And we want to share more about Palermo city with you by inviting locals, remote workers and digital nomads who spend time here in the beautiful city to share with you about life and culture and the food and why the city is so attractive and can become a next destination for the digital nomads. So let's go with me and we're gonna ask a couple of questions.
3, 2, 1.
Always talking.
I'm here today with Marco, the reason why we all came to Palermo, to Italia Nomad Fest, and also to visit this beautiful city in Palermo. Marco is the founder of Bit Community Co-Living and also organizing and hosting digital nomads community in this beautiful city. He is also working closely with Palermo municipality and mayor of Palermo, which is a big corner, I believe.
Yes.
And today I want Marco to ask some of the insights, how the Italia Nomad Fest happened and why we all were invited to Palermo as digital nomads. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Buongiorno. Can you bring me back why Italia Nomad Fest happened, how you work with the municipality and why they decided to support digital nomads these days?
So the project was born related with the Bit Community, that is my co-living project here in Palermo. We have two structures and the idea is to take over from our wall of the co-living the community and then the way how we interact with our guests. So the idea is not to having like a space where we are hosting people, but an entire neighborhood, an entire city that can interact with foreigners, with digital nomad, expat and everyone that won't be part of this community. So the idea is to change the concept of co-living. That is not, for me, in my project is not just having a house, but is hosting people inside like a big environment, and that I call usually ecosystem, where like we are not just evaluating the value of the economical reason of why you're doing the things, but the value that is going to be impacting on the local and foreigners community. We want to try to create this bridge between foreigners and locals.
How you were able to convince municipality to support you?
Wasn't easy, I can say. It was a long process. The idea of the Italia Nomad Fest started like 2 years ago, more or less, but we wasn't ready as a team, and then also I think the city wasn't like really well prepared to host an event like that.
You're saying that the city was not ready to prepare to host this event. What has changed?
What has changed? It's changed like the way how the city interacting with the tourism, and then I think that also the new municipality is more aligned on what is sustainable tourism, because digital nomad in general, unconsciously they are like a sustainable traveler, because they stay longer in the city and then can interact better with the local communities, supporting them instead of consuming. So the last 2 years there was like more digital nomad trends and inside the city, so everyone is speaking about that. Everyone like are super curious to know who are them and then who we are and then what's happening inside of our tourist path. So they are already investing in it, and then they are like creating new co-working. They are probably giving like structure for creating new co-living space in like an old building that they need to be restored. So they are like moving not just money but also the mindset to attract more people. And then I think that in Palermo is quite easy to do something like that, because also the people that is living here, the citizen, is very already prepared to host foreigners, to make make them more close to the local reality. There was always an exchange of culture in this city, so it's full of energy, it's full of like different kind of people that is interact between all of us. So historically there was Arab, French, Northern Europe, Australian, so before to be digital nomad city, we was a nomad place. So
that is the most fascinating fact about Palermo, that it has been really nomad place where people who are coming here, like artists, creative part, and spending here in Palermo, and then it's been forgotten for some reason, and now digital nomad has a chance to bring this back to life. What kind of problems do you think you will meet, and maybe municipality will meet, while trying to achieve their goals?
Probably bureaucracy is sometimes in Italy in general, not just in Palermo, is low. I think that if the politicians won't invest like more in this field, in this industry, in this movement, they need to understand that we need to create also a tax environment, specific visa for people that is traveling here, because most of the digital nomad that we are hosting, for example, in the co-living are like from US or from Canada. They are also outside from Schengen. So the difficulties is that if you want that someone is staying like in our place for 6 months, 1 year, they move here, you need to help them to make like the transition to Palermo or to another city in Italy like smoother, and then you need like to help them to stay longer. So the concept is to change like the tourism that we have, that is very massive. So the people stay 3 days.
And seasonal and just typical vacation that's usually killing the cities.
Yes, so we are tourism that is consuming our island, our like cities, our environment. Instead, what we want to promote as bit community, Italia Nomad Fest, but also the municipality, is a kind of traveler that stay longer, and then they can contribute with it. So less people, but more
quality.
More quality, yes.
At the Nomad magazine, the latest edition that I'm holding in my hands has Palermo on the cover, and this happened thanks to collaboration of both teams, of Marco team and my team. We were very convinced that Palermo has a very strong position for digital nomads and attracting digital nomads. That's why we made this bet, and also Palermo looks really beautiful on the cover. So thank you so much for this collaboration and opportunity to tell about Palermo to more digital nomads across the world.
So I think that was a really huge teamwork. Then also the timeline was super short, because we set we need to finish before Christmas, and then so we work hard, intense, but we succeed. The cover is amazing, and then it's very representative of our city, and then I see that, and then I say like, wow, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. We had 1 month to create this magazine and deliver to the mayor of Palermo, which we did successfully.
Yeah.
Good job.
My name's Anna Dueck, A-N-N-A-D-U-E-C-K. I'm from Canada, and what I do for a living is I'm an operations manager for small to medium-sized businesses. I'm involved in the Beat community with this, and I'm also a community creator, helping connect people together around the world to travel and find what they're looking for in other cultures.
When you came to Palermo?
I arrived in December of 2025. I've been here for almost 4 months now.
Wow.
It's as long as I've ever stayed as a nomad somewhere, so that's saying quite a lot.
How would you describe the vibe of Palermo? The first feeling that you've got when you just landed here and went out the streets, what you felt and thought?
Well, I landed, and in 3 hours I went to the football game, so it was quite a busy first few days. Definitely a city that's full of a lot of energy. People like to be out of their house, interacting, engaging, very social people. And you can find it, but also there's some quiet spots in the city. There's some nice parks. You have the seaside, and so I think there's this nice balance between quiet moments and a very busy, active social scene.
Is it a big city or a small city?
big city with a small village energy. So you will recognize the same people on the street, of course, if you're in the city center as well. But it has this energy of big enough that you can kind of go to different neighborhoods and escape certain areas if you're looking for a different energy.
The first impression when you just came to Palermo, and now after 3 months, did it change, and what changed? What do you think about Palermo now after having this experience? What you loved about the city, you personally, and what you hated?
My opinion hasn't changed quite a lot. I think the same things rings true of a very active social scene. What has increased is the helpfulness of the person. Even if you don't speak Italian or Sicilian, they will continue to talk to you and help you solve your problem until you get to where you need. I think it's more diverse of a city than I expected, so there's quite a lot of expats or people living here full time. So it's quite international as well. And I think there's a lot of hidden spots in Palermo. So as I've lived here, it's like, I didn't know about this corner or this space, or 30 minutes away on the bus, I can experience such a different energy in Mondello, or going on a hike to Mount Pellegrino. And you can also take a car and you are in a completely different atmosphere just outside of Palermo. Some things that, are maybe a downside is it is a very busy it's a very busy city in terms of car traffic. So it is not so biker friendly, very walking friendly. Transportation is good, but in terms of people using these kind of more sustainable methods of transportation, it's not so much of a priority here right now. And also I think the way people care for the streets is something that could be improved on as well. And of course, us visiting as tourists or longer term expats, we can help to make sure that we're taking care of the streets as well.
Oh, when I see how scooter drivers are driving here, every time I'm praying for them to come to their end destination.
Yes. I've driven here. It is quite an experience, and it's increased my driving skills, I think. So,
as a community manager,
yes,
if a person comes here to Palermo, how they can find and settle down as to find the community, to feel at home and comfortable right from the first weekend they're here.
Yeah, I think this applies to any community. I say you have to put out your hand and people will grab it quickly. But if you don't put your hand out, then people won't grab it. So you have to open yourself up to experiences and people. Meet community is really unique.
And where?
Yes, we're really unique because we have access to this external community that is always ready. So the Thursday potlucks that we host is the perfect opportunity to wait till Thursday and you will have instantly 20 friends to explore connections with. There is many city activities happening as well. So if you're into sport, there's like a run every weekend, there's basketball happening every weekend, there's lots of arts and crafts and workshops, taking pottery and engaging. So you have to find what the thing you were interested in, and then we can also help you as Beat community, whether you're a co-liver or just joining for some activities to engage.
How long are you going to stay in Palermo?
It's a question everyone wants to know. I will be back. I will disappear for a little bit of time, but I will be back into Palermo to help the project, and also the warmth is an appeal here as well.
Anything else that I didn't ask you about?
Yes, very warm people. I have this analogy that they are the Balkans of Italy. So they remind me of this Balkan mentality, and it's a Sicilian culture where people are very well connected. So if they don't have an answer for you, they will call a family member or friend, and they are very well connected people, and family is very strong here as well. So building wealth for their families and their connections, they take care of one another really well. A lot of youth are leaving, but I think deep down they are still really connected, and the parents are taking care of their children, and the children are looking to take care of their parents as well, and they have open hearts and they know how to host well too, so food is never a problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao. From the Nomad magazine and on behalf of all the digital nomads that I know over the last 10 years, huge appreciation for so officially inviting us digital nomads to your city. I wish and hope that digital nomads will treat it with a blessing, with a respect, and will bring back to the city. And we can bring win-win and productive cooperation.
Yes, I totally agree. It was an important occasion, and not only for nomad people that we appreciate a lot, but it was also a special occasion for our city, because we are investing in digital technologies, but also for supporting the smart working from Palermo. Palermo is one of the 22 cities in the world available for the best modalities of smart working. Palermo has this kind of opportunity because through Palermo pass all fibers going to North Africa and the Middle East, and so the powerful of the signal is very high and very responsive. But also the weather, the city, the heritage are reasons, I think so, of course, are reasons for choosing Palermo as a site. It's not a competition, but it's an opportunity that we offer to all people that choose to come to Palermo, but also and especially to digital nomads. We are preparing now co-working areas and co-living areas. This is in the policy of our administration.
My name is Natalia, and I'm from Poland, but I lived in the Netherlands for the past 16 years, and now I'm here in Palermo for the past 6-7 months. What I do for a living, it's kind of challenging to answer because I'm changing a lot at the moment in my life. But I was working.
What is your favorite?
So I was working in HR for Netflix, and I love to connect with people. So I changed my career into coaching, and now I'm doing a bit of that, and also real estate agency. I'm opening that as well.
That's I know pays really well, especially in the countries where it works well.
Where it works well, we'll see. Yes.
Well, how your life look like day-to-day life?
So
what do you do on the weekends? What do you do on work days?
So just because I'm coming from the corporate, I try to keep my structure still from Monday to Friday, the normal working week, where I try to build my businesses, of course. Alongside that, I of course sometimes attend the Beat community dinners. I go to different events. I'm quite active, so I do like running clubs. I do like working out clubs, and those clubs are very good also for connecting with locals, with the young local people, because they attend and they really crave experience from the outside world as well. So they are really willing to connect with the people from abroad. I do a lot of different events and going to, not too many to expat events anymore. Again, meeting with locals.
And you speak Italian?
Yes, well, I'm trying to, yes. But yeah, because here people don't speak that well English, but yeah, you just try.
How do you find Italians, people, men from Palermo, what they're approaching a woman, and maybe something that you need to be aware of their approach better, understand it?
Well, Italians very much different than the Dutch and then Polish. They are very much more open. They will be, I would say, take initiative much quicker, which is, I think, what ladies usually like and prefer. But they may also
I confirm.
They may also disappear much quicker.
Yeah?
Yes. That's one experience I had, but all the other, they're just like gentlemen and caring, generally speaking, and yeah, lovely.
So they're more approaching with attention and care to the woman when they're trying to approach and take initiatives, but also they can just, as appeared,
they can
disappear same
vanish.
fast as appeared. Okay. What is
with caution, take their attention and affection with a grain of salt, because their affection to a lot of people. This is in their culture.
When family and friends come into you and for a couple of days, what places you bring them to and what things you make them eat and drink?
Right. So I just basically do the local things with them. I don't go into the Via Maqueda. Of course, you need to see those places as well, but just the local food, the arancinas, etc., like the different pastas, right? My parents love wine and also Aperol Spritz, so this is what they're drinking, for example. My brother was here as well, visiting, but he's 18, so he would go to Vucceria and party with people, going to Piazza Sant'Anna. Also, I mean, Sicily has beautiful places outside of Palermo. But yeah, just Palermo, it's vibrant. It's not for everyone, but it's a beautiful, like a hectic, vibrant city with warm people.
And you love it.
And I love it, yes.
Okay.
If you love beautiful, vibrant places, colorful, a bit loud, and also welcoming, then Palermo is the place to visit for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Ambra. Ambra is behind of design of Italia Nomad Fest festival branding, and everything that is printed in this room or Instagram or website is everything made by Ambra. And
Yes.
why I invited Ambra to talk about it, I know we're talking about Palermo, but also what Ambra created with visuals reflects Palermo to
Yeah.
people.
Basically, I think about how stranger can see Italy in totally, not only for Palermo, but in generally. When stranger think about Italian, I think that we are common seeing like this sign, because you know
Everyone knows this
you know
sign.
in Italy we have a common language that is the hand.
Yes.
So how can I communicate the Italian things with stranger people? With the hands. So the concept basically is this: the connection between Italians and strangers. How can communicate without words? Only with the
Italian really
hands.
good with the hands.
Yes.
So all of the signs is expressing the language through the hands of communicating without
Yes,
Italian
exactly.
language.
Every single kind of movement of the hands are words in Italian, like
Can you express the most favorite for your ones?
mine.
Yes. What is your favorite sign?
The favorite, of course, is this. That will be mean like a lot of things, but depend on the context. Like what are you doing, or what are you saying, or what are you? It depend the context. But I like so much also this saying like this, that here is not, but
I really like this one.
yeah,
Like this. So the heart from Italian. As a local,
yes,
who was born here
yeah,
and raised here,
yeah.
and now you're hosting Digital Nomads international community here. Why do you think that this international community is, why do you want to open your own home to international community of digital nomads?
When I was 20 years old, I start to understand that something fell to my home city. So I go outside and I stay in around the Europe to explore, and after I come back to my home city, to Palermo. I think that Palermo is a really multicultural city, and sometimes felt like some skills that not connect with the rest of the world. I think that this kind of festival, this kind of work that we made here in Palermo, can bring people from the world with a lot of competence and make Palermo great. In the same way that when I was 20 years old, I was researching my city. So maybe it's not clear.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. I
It's
like
good.
it. Yes. Why you love this city so much? Name me one thing that makes this city is so special for you that you came back and don't leave.
The architecture, the building, the architecture. There are they think that a lot of culture passed in the past, passed from here, from the city, and leave something about their culture, and we are really building on a lot of culture during the time. So this is a really multicultural city, and you can see brought the architecture.
Well, see you in Palermo for the architecture exploration, because it's really beautiful, beautiful city here.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Good job. We met with Dom in Madeira, where we actually used to live, both of us. Now Dom unfortunately left our community and moved back to Italy and Tirana, where he's based now. But I'm super happy that we have a chance to meet here in Palermo, in Italy, in his home country. And I want to ask you about insights from Italian digital nomad scene, which you've been involved for a very long time and you did a lot of work. But apart from that, I want to ask you and share with everyone what you do for living.
Well, I am a digital nomad, a remote worker, and I own a few businesses that I run remotely. One of them is connected to consulting and coaching, and I do consulting for governments, for companies, for corporates, and for individuals, all around the work future, the future of work, the future of living, and how this whole world is changing.
And the world is changing.
Yes. In the context of nomads, there is a lot of changing, and in Italy we have a lot of need for repopulation. There's a lot of people leaving, especially in small towns, in small regions. We are in Sicily. Sicily is one of the regions affected by it.
Tell me about it. Why people are leaving, and why do you think that the international community can help with this?
I always like to think of how can we use some of our nomadic journey as a force for good. And when you match it with a problem, you have also solutions sometimes. So why people are leaving? They're leaving because they don't feel like there is enough opportunities. They're leaving because there is not jobs. They're leaving because they don't see a future. And in that reality, what happens is that after a while, perception becomes reality. So because people believe there is no opportunities, there is also no opportunities being built. How do I think?
And they don't see opportunities that they can change anything about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. I think we both spent some years in Madeira. And if you think about it, we were one of the first waves of nomads that stayed in Madeira for a long time. And what happened is we suddenly saw people from Madeira that migrated coming back to Madeira because they suddenly saw opportunities. So sometimes we as nomads, we can be that spark that brings people back to their hometowns. And sometimes I go into school and volunteer for kids, and I see kids just realizing, what, I can work remotely, I don't have to leave the island. And that's just something that happens, and that's why I think it's so important.
You have done a lot of work in Italy, and you told me that Italy will become a thing a long time ago. Can you describe a little bit more in areas, in general, Italian digital nomad environment? I've heard some about Toscana. I know Rome is amazing. Sicily is usually popular during summer. Where are we stand today? Where digital nomads go in Italy and choose to go?
So I think the beautiful thing about Italy, Italy has density and has a lot of small cities. You're rural, but you're never really rural, because 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, you have a town, you have a bigger town, you have a big city, a small city. And we have a lot of cities that are in the region of 40 to 100,000 people, that are super livable, they're not touristic, they're relaxed. So because we have so much, and the population is declining, it's almost untouched territory. So for nature lovers, of course, you have North and the Alps and all of that. But then you have the seas, you have some of the most amazing seas. You have Puglia, Sardinia, Sicily, Calabria, all that region of the south that has beautiful, sea.
Italy has been in the air for some time. I know that Italy did a couple of intentions, tried a couple of times to invite digital nomads. They're running this program, Houses for €1, or rebuilding the villages with some initiatives. What do you think the main reason why it have never worked, but we still have a chance to make it right this time?
We've built over the last years something that's very unique. So the whole ecosystem, the laws, the visas, It's all there for the taking. Now we need to do the other part, which is making the bureaucracy a lot easier to people who access. I love what Sicily is doing with the laws and changing of that to allow that. So that will be interesting. If you can eliminate the bureaucracy, then we'll have a good chance.
When you come to Palermo, after different cities in Italy, what vibe would you describe Palermo has compared to other cities? Like, what do you feel when you come to the city? What is the mood, vibe, energy a city brings you?
Palermo is very unique because on one side you have a lot of culture. You have busy street, it's walkable. Palermo is one of those cities that brings together all the things that nomads like. So you have good food, it's relatively safe, you have transport to a certain degree, but the city is completely walkable. It's fairly well connected, it's disconnected enough. You actually have quite a lot of young people. They have a good energy, there's a good bar scene, there's a good restaurant scene. You have culture. And then naturally, because of the history of Sicily, you have a lot of melting pots of different influences, which is also very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm here today in Palermo municipality, in beautiful palace with
Alessandro Dagnino. I am a member of the regional government, the government of the Sicilian region, and I am a deputy for economics.
Amazing. I heard your speech on the first day of Italia Nomad Fest, and thank you so much for coming here today as well.
Thank you for having me here.
How digital nomads community and international expats can actually bring economic value from your perspective?
We would like foreigners to come and live in Sicily, because Sicily has had in the last decades the problem of Sicilian guys going out Sicily for work, for study, and not many of them came back, because after many years you settle down in another city and you don't go back. So we have this immigration issue that it's not bad, because of course Sicilian community is present all over the world, so we like that, but we also would like Sicily to be attractive. So all the foreigners are welcome to Sicily, and we aim that these initiatives of which I'm talking can be good for attracting them.
I was very intrigued by the program Buying a House for €1, and I wanted to ask you more questions about it. There are many stories about it in Instagram, and I thought it's a lie and rumors.
Everything is true. In Sicily, the local municipalities, they have programs for selling houses in the city center, in the town center, just for €1, which is of course a symbolic amount of money. And you have the just one obligation to refurbish, so that you can go and live there. Why this happens might appear kind of craziness, but it is not, because many people along the last decades went out from the small towns in the center of the city and moved to the largest cities like Palermo, Catania. So these initiatives are related to the purpose of bring people back. And a lot of towns are succeeded in this. For example, there are some towns that are most now are inhabited by foreigners than by Sicilians. So what we did as the Sicilian government, which I am representing here, we in the last financial law, in the last budget law, introduced a new regulation for attracting even more the foreigners. First is the payback of personal income tax. We give back 50% of personal income tax to digital nomads and any other, of course, of people, foreigners, so people who are fiscally resident outside Italy, who move their tax residence within Sicily, and so not Italy but Sicily, and they purchase a house or refurbish a house that they previously owned.
I'm here today with
Andrew from Remote Tribe and Desktop. I'm the founder of Remote Tribe and Desktop. Remote Tribe is a blog and newsletter for digital nomads and remote workers across the world. And Desktop is a new platform where you can book working spaces across the world.
Wow, nice. How long have you been traveler and digital nomad yourself? Do you consider yourself digital nomad?
Yeah, still. I've been traveling for about 8 years on and off. Now I do longer journeys and I travel less, but I stay more in one place. I'm a slow mad.
You're slow mad.
Yeah.
And you're writing about travel and digital nomads.
That's right, and how to do it, and places, and I've got a lot of pictures to show, yeah.
I know that you've been traveling in Sicily Island before coming to Palermo, before the event Italia Nomad Fest. Can you tell me your impression, how you liked it, what you liked the most, what you didn't like, and why, and what do you think Palermo out of the Sicily Island? Your impression.
So I started my tour in Catania, which is I think the capital of the island, I guess, and one of the biggest cities on the island. I rented a car from there. I think you should stay in Catania for maximum 2 days. There's not much to see there but the old city center, which is quite small. Catania is a bit rough, so don't expect like really beautiful places. There's some nice buildings, but it's quite limited. And then I took the car, I went down south for about a week. I went to Syracuse, to Ortigia. Ortigia is very, very nice. It's a big old town. The internet was great at the hotel I was in. So I think the internet is really good by the coast. In Palermo is quite bad, from my experience.
In Palermo?
In Palermo, yeah. My Airbnbs have like rough internet, so make sure to check that. I think on the coast I had a really good experience. I had 120 megabit speed, didn't have a problem working. I'm usually looking for places where it's quiet because I have to work almost a 9 to 5 with my full-time job. And yeah, you have to look for those places. I think down south is really quiet. Palermo can be noisy, by the way. And then I think the other places I liked was Noto and Marsala, I think. Modica. So Modica and Noto. Absolutely beautiful towns, but don't spend more than 1 day there or 1 night. They're really small.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you would come back to Palermo, what would bring you back? What qualities of the city or people would bring you back?
Yeah, I think the conference where we are right now at Italia Nomad Fest would bring me back for sure. I think the event is great. I would live in the city center in Palermo if I would be here. Like right now I'm in the center, I think you've got access to a lot of things. It's kind of small but compact as well, and you can find a lot of things. And I think going out, I think the vibe is really good, but it can be rough as well. So you wanna...
Which way rough?
You know, there's some shady streets maybe. You wanna take care of at night on some streets. Outside the city center, it looks a bit weird, I would say. So it's not like your cleanest city, I would say. But if you're with the right people in the right place, if you're in the center, it should be fine.
Okay, so if I'm a woman walking back from the restaurant alone in the dark, would you be worried?
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, I think so. It's obviously it's up to you girls, but I would stick with people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Is it easy to find apartment in Palermo? And where do you look for it?
Yeah, I looked for Booking and Airbnb. I think they both have great options. Mine were from Airbnb just because they looked amazing, and there's some really nice flats here.
How much you paid for your apartment?
I paid between 35 and 40 euros per night. Obviously, if you book a week, you get a discount. But just look it up on Airbnb. Some of the flats are amazing, and the hosts are really good. They're very professional in the way they do the flats. And about Booking, I just maybe didn't like the pictures, but there are good options out there as well.
Okay.
So I went for it.
And we are right now in low season, so it's more places to find out, but we don't really come here on the high season either, right?
That's one of the best hacks. Travel off season if you can. The prices are low. There's less tourists, you can discover more.
Yeah, Palermo has plenty of good options for accommodations and to go. It's not so many people right now because it's low season, but that's what we love about low seasons, because you have plenty of options. The whole city feels like opening up for you.
That's right.
What do you think about the food in general in Sicily and in Palermo? I know that you travel a lot, and food in Italy is famous for to be one of the best in the world.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best in the world. I wasn't really that impressed about Sicilian food. I think it's good, maybe very good in some cases, depending on where you eat, but I wasn't that impressed as north of Italy, for example.
Okay.
I think the food there is just a bit more sophisticated for my taste. But when it comes to sweets, they win. Everything has pistachio, chocolate, the ice cream is insane. I think sweets are made for south of Italy. It's synonymous with that. It's just, yeah, it's unbelievable. The selection is great. The coffee is also good, so that bit is top.
Is there anything else I didn't ask you and you would like to
Yeah,
add for
about
yourself?
Italia Nomad Fest. I love it. It's great. I hope it's going to happen next year.
Yeah, what do you think about this?
It's
the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one. I think it turned out really well. I think it has a lot of potential. There's super interesting people as usual in our community. And I'm waiting for the one in Rome because I think that one is going to be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to happen, but...
Rome?
Yeah, let's hope so.
Are you saying that we need to subscribe to your blog so we find out of what's happening in Rome?
Yeah, of course. We'll leave the links in the description.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Beep, beep.
So I'm happy that I grabbed Federico to talk about Palermo and Italia Nomad Fest, where we are right now. And we met for the first time with Federico a couple of years ago, where was nothing about Palermo. We met in Madeira, in Nomad Island Fest, that organized by Michel. And we did a collaboration between Nomad Retreats and Nomad Magazine at the very first edition of Nomad Magazine, when you put together the best retreats that existed and we printed it in our edition. Yes. And so cool that today we are in another amazing project, Italia Nomad Fest in Palermo, and we are meeting and working together again. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Valeria. Thank you for coming and covering and asking me questions.
Thank you. I want to ask you, you are, I mean, I've seen you in many different places, yes. So you move around.
Yes.
You know very, very good digital nomad community from inside. You know, you have a lot of friends in digital nomad community. And you are participating in Italia Nomad Fest as a project to help to bring digital nomads.
Yes.
Why do you believe and think that Palermo is so attractive place for digital nomads? Because I believe you truly believe, because you are here putting your work in it.
Yes. So traveling for a while around the world, you get a vibe of a place just when you arrive. And the first time I arrived in Palermo a few months ago, the vibes were stellar from the get-go. I felt so welcome from the start. And in a city that it's, yes, in Italy, I'm from Italy, but it was not my city. And still, it felt like my city on day one. Also because of Marco's work in Bit community, also because of the friendliness of Sicilian. The weather was great in the middle of the winter. The food is, in my opinion, the most amazing Italian food there is. So all these things help me feeling at ease and at home from Palermo. And I thought there is also a great international community, a running community that does events, self-organized. And that's what I need to consider moving to a place as a nomad. So the great environment plus the community is all there is. And Palermo is ready, already had this for many years. I felt so welcomed here.
What is your city in Italy?
I'm from Rome and close to Rome.
So if to compare Rome and Palermo.
Rome is suffering from its own greatness in a way. It's so big and so touristic that you need to find your own space as an expat or temporary citizen. Here there is space for everyone, everybody is so welcoming, and so there is good communities in Rome also, but here everything is so smooth and easy.
What is the grand plan behind this event?
So traveling for a while, I saw that many festivals were popping up, but they were all very local, and there was this struggle of integrating the locals back into the nomadic bubble. And that was great because gathering with other nomads is always inspiring and uplifting, but we didn't want to limit ourselves to one city or one region. We want to bring the whole country of Italy together with all the co-livings we are hosting, all the partnerships, the municipality itself of Palermo, because we believe there is so much more that Italy can offer apart from the usual top destinations. And so we want to spread people around Italy. And this name and this project allow us to have a national horizon, to bring everyone in, to create an industry fair instead of just a gathering of nomads. And in the industry fair, we can set the direction of where we want to take Italy as a
country.
as a sustainable and comfortable destination for temporary citizens.
So, do you understand correctly that you're going to plan different types of events across the Italy
Yes.
under the name Italia Nomad Fest, and Palermo is just a starting point?
It's the starting point because Palermo opened its doors very happily, with a big smile and big heart to us. And of course, we are rooted here with Marco of Bit Community, and this was the first great starting point. Palermo is already a nomad destination. We are just making it more known to the whole audience. During this week, we are getting people saying, "Hey, can I organize a Italia Nomad Fest spin-off in this city or that other city?" And we say, "Yes, of course."
Oh, that's cool.
We want to really have the whole community of intentional travelers and nomads in Italy come together.
Thank you. Is there anything else I didn't ask you and you want to add?
Yes, so
Yes.
please consider coming to Palermo because it has everything. It has the art, the history, the food, the people, and we are here and we'll be here next year, so you can come check in advance how it will be next year.
See you next year at Italia Nomad Fest. Today is the last day of Italia Nomad Fest and also our last day in Palermo city. And even the weather is crying today that this event is over. But what is not over is that Palermo opening doors and not closing to digital nomads and remote workers in this beautiful city. Today I learned about Palermo, that it has so many great things that we digital nomads are looking for, and we're looking for the best. The culture, the architecture, the open people, the beautiful food, and this city has so much more to offer. To me, it's a beautiful combination of a city and also the nature and the beach, everything merged together, and everyone can choose what they love the most. If you love the crowded places, you go to the center. If you like the more quiet places, you go a little bit outside of Palermo. Price is not expensive, especially when you come low season, and that is the most recommended, to come here when it's not crowded by the tourists. Overall, the city has a very alive vibe, and people are very energetic, a little bit chaotic, and it's beauty of it, that it brings life. And that's what we are looking for as digital nomads. Thank you for watching this episode. Me, Nomad Magazine, Italia Nomad Fest, Bit Community, welcoming you to Palermo City. Come here and explore with your own eyes and a little bit of stomach with pizza and pasta.